Can you admit people into the Zoom meeting as I talk?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yes, the YouTube live is being started. Great. Okay, so I put the YouTube link and I think we can begin now. So I will share my screen. Okay. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great, great. So hello, everybody. Welcome to the Shooting Stars Foundation StarHacks for I think it's an all girls hackathon. So there's only girls here. We're hosting this hackathon to empower women in technology. And we're hosting this hackathon from August 7th to 8th. So today we're doing our opening ceremony to kick off our hackathon, talk about, not only what to do in our hackathon and what Shooting Stars Foundation actually is, who's actually behind this whole thing. But also, we're going to have a keynote speaker, Miss Mayopan, who's going to tell us a lot about her life and how she climbed the technology ladder. So we're going to have a lot of exciting stuff for you today before we jump right into the hackathon and you guys can begin coding and really, make an amazing project that you can present to our judges. So yeah, let's begin. So I just first wanted to talk a little bit about what the Shooting Stars Foundation is. Who are we? What do we do? And why are we hosting this hackathon? So our entire purpose is that we try to break the cycle of poverty by enabling underprivileged students in third world countries to gain college education, which we hope will open up a bunch of new opportunities for them so that they can break their cycle of poverty. And while we do this, we also provide educational support for students here in the United States, in low-income neighborhoods especially, so that we can give them the knowledge and skills necessary for them to pursue higher education and hopefully be able to break out of their cycle of poverty as well. So that's essentially what we try to do. This hackathon is kind of in accordance with this mission as well. So here's our impact to date to kind of show, what we've been doing for the last 5 years or so. So we've had over 2,000 camp participants in our various programs. Over 450 students have been sponsored through the Shooting Stars Foundation. So they've gained college education, and with their degrees, they've just gotten a lot more opportunities, and we hopefully have improved their lives by a lot. And we also have impacted over 800 underrepresented participants here in the United States. And so essentially the camps and entrepreneurship camps and tech camps for underrepresented participants have been conducted here as well. We have over 80 US high school leaders like me. We volunteer here. We host hackathons and and programs as well to run the SSF operations. We have over 10 US chapters and we operate in 8 countries. So this is kind of our scale, and we hope that we are ever expanding and are able to influence more people. So that's essentially what the SSF actually does. And yeah, we can, Lasanti, did you want to say anything else about the SSF?
Nope, I think you're good. As a president of youth president of Shooting Stars Foundation, you should have introduced yourself first. Ansh.
Yeah.
Why don't you introduce yourself first?
Sure. So I'm Ansh. I am a rising senior here in California. I'm the president of the Shooting Stars Foundation as of now. And yeah, I'm interested in technology. I'm probably going to major in computer science. So definitely in the same boat as many of you. I love coding, and hopefully I can, help the joy of coding spread to you all as well, especially if you're beginners. So yeah.
Ansh has won a lot of hackathons, won first prize in a lot of hackathons, and he runs all our, I guess Ansh has run about 5 or 6 hackathons for us in the past for Shooting Stars Foundation. So he's our youth president of Shooting Stars. Welcome, Ansh, and I will take this opportunity to welcome Meghna. So Meghna, say hi.
Hi, my name is Meghna.
Yeah, Meghna is the leader for this specific hackathon. So she started the organizing probably a few weeks back, and she's been leading this entire hackathon. Meghna, why don't you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name is Meghna. I'm also a rising senior in California. And yeah, I just got super interested in SSF because I saw what they were doing, and their mission statement really speaks to me because I think education is really important. And I'm so glad all of you are here to help me achieve my goal of starting STEM education.
Excellent, excellent. And we have Aryan and Abhi. If you're on the call, just a quick look at the organizing team. Aryan, are you there? Can you introduce yourself quickly, please? Are you on video?
Yeah, I'm Aryan. Like Anj, I'm also a 12th grader in Washington High School, and I'm also trying to major in high school, so I'm in the same boat as you guys, and I'll be helping organize this hackathon.
Yeah, Aryan has been the key part of the Discord, servers, helping out people, project mentoring people. Thank you, Aryan. And Abhi, are you there?
Hey, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So, hey, I am Avi. I'm based out of India, and I've been working with SSF for the last year and a half. And this is so exciting to see so many young participants joining us. I think this is what we wanted to do. Very excited for the event.
Excellent. And Sak, you should also talk. You've been helping out the students a lot the last week. Sak, are you there? You want to quickly introduce yourself, and why are you helping? And why are you helping out?
Okay. So first off, I wanted to greet everybody. Okay, I know you are in different time zones. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Okay, so I wanted to hear from everyone. Just say anything or even clap. Okay, come on, guys, let's do this.
Yeah, chat there.
Come on.
Or yeah, say good morning.
All right. Hello.
Hi.
Engaging as we could, right? And we have to start this off with the highest energy as we could. All right, are you with me?
Yes.
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 Yes. Asked me, right, why am I helping you guys here? So I just joined the mentors team of this hackathon. So I really have a heart for the future generation. So the one that Ange shared with us a while back actually spoke to my heart that having that impact, helping, not just but I believe that the ones that really need assistance for their education and whatnot, right? But generally it's about the future generation. You guys are the ones that we are passing the baton to. And we have that responsibility and accountability to enable and empower each one of you so that we can live in a world that we wanted to have, right? In a better world, all right? So you guys are really, we believe in each one of you. And in this hackathon, this is actually your opportunity to show what you got, right? So this is for you. This is actually your time and your show, okay? So guys, enjoy the rest of the hackathon. That's just what I want to say. All right, back to you, Latha.
Excellent. Thank you, Sak.
Thank you
And
so much.
myself, I have Vasanta Ganesan, one of our supporter. Vasanta, if you're up for it, can you say a few words? She's a great supporter of Shooting Stars. I don't know, a few years of volunteering. Vasanta, are you there?
Yes, Lata. Hey,
Yeah,
morning,
go ahead.
everyone. Yeah, so I've been associated with Shooting Stars for the past 4 or 5 years. My daughter has volunteered in a couple of activities here. I'm very happy and proud to be called as a Shooting Stars Foundation volunteer, and I'm really looking forward to this hackathon to be a great success. And thanks to everyone for being on top of it and supporting this.
Thank you, Vasanta. She's a donor as well as a supporter. Thank you, Vasanta. Okay, so very quickly, I'm the CEO of Shooting Stars Foundation. I think enough said about Shooting Stars and our mission. And on to you guys. We want all of you to be winners, right? Ansh is going to explain the entire process. Meghna is going to, help out completely. There's about 20 tech mentors and project mentors waiting to help you guys. We want all of you to win. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Ansh.
Yeah, for sure. So right now, this is kind of what the hackathon schedule is going to look like. I'm going to be talking for like the next 13 minutes or so about how what you guys are supposed to be doing in today's hackathon, and then after that, from there around 8:30, the keynote speaker will go ahead and introduce themselves, and they will be talking for the rest of the time about themselves and and their rise in the technology industry. So yeah, let me go ahead and explain what you guys actually have to do. So this is what the schedule looks like. So you can see right now we're doing the opening ceremony around 10 a.m. You guys are going to start coding fully. Around 5 a.m. Tomorrow, you're going to have to submit the project. So you can see you have around, I think, 19 hours to code. And then we're going to have judging at 6 a.m. and at 8 a.m. again tomorrow, right? Exactly after 24 hours, we're going to have our closing ceremony again, and we're going to end off for hackathon. So yeah, this is what the timeline looks like. And yeah, so these are the hackathon topics. So we really wanted to, focus on empowering women in tech. So our theme is the future woman. And so we want to really foster health and safety, as well as diversity, inclusion, and belonging for women in the future. So really think about when you're, thinking about ideas and thinking about what sort of projects you want to make, really have this thing and envision what a future woman's life would look like, and see what sort of products you can make for them that will help them live their life better. So definitely that's kind of the mindset that we want you to have while you're thinking about your hackathon idea that you want to go ahead and code. So here's what you basically will be doing for like the next day or so. So the first step is really to finalize your idea. So, talk with your teammates and then review the design with your mentor. Then you want to code your solution. You want to test it to make sure that it doesn't break. You want to go ahead and create your presentation deck. You want to prepare the pitch, so practice and make sure that you all are saying the right things at the right times. Don't have a messy presentation. Then you're going to go do a mock pitch to your team mentors who are going to give you feedback. Oh, maybe change some words or maybe change the way you guys are talking. And then finally, pitch and present to the judges where they will evaluate you. And then after that, select the winners. So that's essentially kind of the step-by-step process as to what we'll be doing in the next day or so. So now the big question is, okay, when I come out of this opening ceremony, what do I actually do? So it's kind of hard to get started, but once we get the ball rolling, I promise you guys will have a really great time. But to get the ball rolling, here's what I recommend you guys do to get started in today's hackathon. So the number one step is, if you have not already, please fill out the morning registration form. Otherwise, we will not know that you're actually there, and we'll think that you have not come to today's hackathon. So please fill out that morning registration form. It is very, very important. Number two, you want to, if you have not already formed or gotten an idea by talking to your team, you want to do that immediately. So get on a Discord call with your team, right? And I will try to show that if I have time, how to get on a Discord call. So get on a Discord call with your team immediately and start generating ideas, talk to each other. If you don't have mics, you can text, but texting is not the ideal scenario. You want to call your teammates either on their phone or on Discord and really generate ideas with them. Think about the future woman. Think about, what sort of things you can make, right? So for example, you can make something like, you can make a website that helps women find feminine products easier or something like that. There's a lot of different ideas that you can do, but that's an example idea. So a website that can form a website that can help women find feminine products. Like that's an example. I would say don't use that because I've just said it out loud, but we want ideas like that. So once you've kind of generated a few ideas, pick one idea and draw out a design for how the final product might look like. So open up Paint, open up your take a notebook or whatever, and just like draw out the website or like the app or whatever different program you want to use. So just go ahead and draw out a design for how you want that final product to look like, so that you have some sort of vision, right? Instead of so that you can share your vision with everybody else. Otherwise, everybody else will be scattered around and nobody will know exactly what their final product product will look like. So this is very important. Then finally, then the next step is to split up the work evenly, right? So think about who will write each part of the code, right? So, if I have a home page, a login page, a dashboard page, a product shopping page, right? You want to have all those pages. You want to decide what pages you want. And then after that, you want to go ahead and split up that work so that, everybody can, work efficiently. And it's not as if just one or two people are doing everything. So split up the work. Then you want to begin development, right? You want to start coding. I'm going to go through these very fast, but if you're going to create a website, here's what you want to do. Here are the recommended steps. Note that this is only if you want to create a website. If you have other things, then you may do whatever. But, the first step would be to create a replit and share your new project with all your teammates. Then you want to create all the necessary files like, home.html, dashboard.html, whatever it may be. Then you want to assign a page to each person. So say, okay, Lata code home.html, Meghana code dashboard.html, or whatever, right? And you can go ahead and assign a page to each person and then code it. Try to make a timeline. So say, okay, well, I want the home.html done in 4 hours. So you want that done in 4 hours. Try to stick to it because otherwise you might not finish on time. So that is essentially a big thing about what you'll be doing. So just code it all out. And then after that, then it's all about really pitching and presentation and things like that. So now the first thing you need to know is that projects are due by 5 a.m. PST tomorrow. So that's very, very important. If you miss that deadline, then your project might not be considered. So please, please, please make sure to submit by then. Convert to your own time zone to make sure you didn't accidentally, think that the deadline was something different. So make sure to do that. If you're now obviously 5 a.m. is very early if you're in the US or Canada. We are not expecting you to stay up all night if you don't want to. You can submit by you can work with your team and you can submit your code by 10 to 11 p.m. and you can go ahead and go to sleep. That's fine. Just make sure to wake up tomorrow around maybe 5 or 5:30 a.m. PST to go ahead and get ready for the judging. Now you will drop a .zip file of code into your team's Google Drive folder. That's how the submission is going to work. You will also have a slides presentation explaining your project problem, solution, and technology. We have a template for you here. I will share that template with everybody. And these slides are a part of your submission. So this template will just show, like, it will essentially help you, explain your problem saying, oh, okay, we want to, make feminine products available because 30% of women can't find a product or whatever the problem may be. And then present how your website helps solve that solution and just explain like what technology you're using. So that's essentially what the slides presentation might look like. And we have a template that we're going to link as well so that you can use that to create your slides. So at 6 a.m. PST, judging will begin. You will join a Zoom meeting where you will present your project for a few minutes. So it's only around 3 to 4 minutes often. So please, please, please don't make your slides extremely long. You have a limited amount of time to explain what you're doing. So at 6 a.m. PST, you will join a judging room. You will present live to all the judges. And then by 8 a.m. PST, exactly around 24 hours from now, we're going to have our closing ceremony where winners will be announced and we will be done. So this is essentially how the submissions are going to work. And we will release more information and more details as time goes on. Now, here's what's essentially going to be happening with the mentoring. So you can see that there's going to be a lot of tech mentors available for you. So we know that a lot of you are beginners, right? So if you have any help, you don't know how to get started with HTML or CSS, or you don't know, you have a specific bug that you want to work with, the tech mentors will be able to help you. Just use the hashtag tech help channel, tag a mentor, and ask them any questions you have about coding. The second thing you want to do is that there's a project mentor that has been assigned to your team. And this project mentor will really help you with idea generation and product management, because that's very important. And also with pitching, right? So in order to make sure that the idea that you're pitching is good and that your pitching style and your voice is well made, so that the judges can understand what your product is. So that's what they'll be helping you with. Here are the judges for tomorrow. It's a little bit wide, but you can see that we have 8 different judges and there's going to be 2 different judging rooms. So we'll be introducing all of the judges tomorrow. So yeah, get excited for them as well. Now there's 5 different things that we want to basically judge you on. How am I doing on time actually? Okay, I have 5 minutes, nice. Okay, so as for judging rubric, there are 5 different things that we will be judging you on. So number 1 is ideation. So essentially, like, okay, how good is your idea? How feasible is your idea? Then innovation is how new is your idea, right? How unique and creative is your idea? Technical functionality and design is essentially like, okay, well, how impressive was the technology that you used? If you're a beginner, it's fine. Like, you don't have to make something that's like, oh, wow, this is a whole very big app or whatever. We know that's very daunting. If you can just make a website that like explains a certain problem to somebody, or, a website is perfectly fine. And it does not need to be like an extremely complicated website or anything like that. But this is just a category. But we really like the design. So if your website looks good, then that is definitely a big plus point for you all. The 4th is presentation, branding, and marketing feasibility. So essentially, we want to see, okay, well, how well did you present your project, as well as like, and do we think that this project will actually be able to, become a big market thing? We're not saying that it's $1 million idea, right? But like, it should at least be like, oh, okay, I think that I can envision that this will be an actual product that can be used by people. So definitely, this is like the feasibility of the idea. And the wow factor is like a more sort of, I guess, arbitrary category, but this is basically just showing that like this project is like really cool, and like, it has some sort of wow factor. Like, it has a very cool feature that the judges really like, and they're like, wow, this feature is great. So they'll give you they'll give you extra points for the wow factor as well. So yeah, just try to achieve the wow factor if possible, but if you can't, that's perfectly fine. But the biggest point is that if you have fun and if you learn something new, that's what we care about most. So definitely, but these are kind of the judging rubrics that we will be using during your presentation. And I think that is mainly it, right? Latanti, did I miss anything? Meghna?
No, I don't think.
Any quick questions from people? We'll give a couple more minutes or 1 more minute to start the keynote. Any quick questions on chat, or anybody wants to talk? That's also fine. As Meghna said, she will be posting the YouTube as well as this deck in Discord.
Yeah.
So you'll have access to it.
So Panali, for the slides, do we have to use a set template? Yes, you will have to use a set template because there is some important information that you need to include in your presentation that is expressed by the template. One person asked me, do we need to have a working web page? Yes. So this is not an ideathon where you just develop an idea and you present your idea. We want to see something as well, right? We want to see a proof of concept. So yes, you need to have a working web page. You can use REPL for that. If you're daunted by the idea of coding a website, remember we have a workshops that you can rewatch. So if you go to Discord, you can actually see the old HTML and CSS workshops. You can watch them again to understand how you can make your own website. It's not that hard. It's actually it's one of the simplest technologies, so you'll be fine. Can someone please resend the link to the attendance sheet? Yes, Meghna, if you can do that.
Can do that, yeah. Or Aryan, yeah.
I don't think there's
okay.
Oh, the presentation should be 3 to 4 minutes, no longer than that.
Yeah.
Yes, all participants will get a hackathon, will get a participation certificate, and the winners, of course, will get cash prizes.
Great. So Meghna, I'm going to make you host now, and you can go ahead and introduce the keynote speaker. And yeah, oh, actually, yeah. So good luck.
Okay, so our keynote speaker today is Uma Mayappan. She is an innovation technology leader who has led large-scale initiatives. Her out-of-the-box thinking and curiosity has led her to fetch over 25 approved patents from USPO, which led her to be inducted into Wells Fargo's Innovation Hall of Fame. So please welcome Uma Mayappan as she talks about how she climb the technology ladder.
Hey, Meghna, can you share her profile, please? We had it in the last slide. I don't know, we stopped the sharing. Can you please share? Yeah. So there she is. Welcome, Uma. And the girls are all excited to hear you talk. especially you speak to them very directly and very relevant, because that's what all these girls are aiming for. All these girls are aiming for getting into the technology field and rising up. So definitely your title, Climbing the Technology Ladder in Heels, is going to speak to them directly. Welcome, Uma.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This has been so wonderful. And there cannot be a much better Saturday morning to start off the day or a weekend, seeing a lot of young girls from around the world. And I'm so thrilled, and thanks for the opportunity to talk to you all. So this is good. I've been listening to many of you, and Sock, and you brought out the momentum and enthusiasm. So hooray to you. Continue to do that, because that's a very key component on it, on whenever you do, any part of the thing. So the positivity that you spread to everyone, it's going to be key, not just in technology, but throughout in life. So that's kind of like a side note. I thought I should call you out. But other than that, it's really great to see this many participants and all of you. Ansh and Meghna, you guys are doing really great. And one thing I wanted to tell all the participants is you're all so, it is so nice that you're all taking the first initiative on trying out something new, which is really good. And you should all be really, thankful to Shooting Stars Foundation. The foundation has done a lot, which I think it's a great opportunity, providing a platform for all of you and all of you utilizing it. So it goes both ways. One needs to provide a platform and the others need to utilize it, or else it will not be as effective as it is. So just hang on to it and just keep going with how much ever you could learn and use from this. And I am so thrilled. So let me start off with telling you guys a little bit about, sorry, when I say guys, I always mean, both boys and girls. It is just a slang that comes in, and I did not mean guys by that. So it is, first of all, everybody thinks of it as, hey, how do is technology really different? Or right now we are at a very good place in the world, or at the time of an age where technology has grown so much. And also we as women are in a place that we are not the first one to go knock on every door. We are already at a place where there is a lot of floors that has been open for us. The only thing is we need to just jump into it and make use of it and go. There used to be times where, I'm the only one in my class, only girl in my class, or I'm the only developer in a particular company, or I'm the only one in a meeting room. But now all of those are not true anymore. But just because it's not true, we are not equal. And also the number of equality varies widely across different countries in the world. In some, it might be, the number might be slightly larger. In some, the number might be smaller. But the good news is it's not 0 or it's not 1. We are up there, but we are not equal is the truth. And as you might have all seen, or I'm not sure how many of you heard, but there is a thing that people always say: close your eyes and visualize someone who is like an architect, systems architect doing deep computer designs. And people will all close the eyes, and then, if it is an open forum, I would have asked you to answer it. But now, since we are in a time crunch, I'm just going to answer it myself. People would say, oh, I imagine like a man with a beard or something with a, like a drink in the hand and trying to code. But those days are gone. Now everybody are in the forefront, and everybody are doing things totally, it's not that man figure anymore. So it is, everybody is in the front line. So that is the cool thing about it. But as I said, are we equal in the number? We are not. So a lot of students start studying math. They're really, really good. So if you see it in elementary school, girls always top the class. But then as you grow higher, they become equal. And then as you get into college or undergrad or master's, the number starts reducing. But when you get into workforce, there's a lot of people in the first level, like, okay, I want to be a developer, I want to be a mathematician, I want to be all of that. So in the first level, there's a lot of people that enter, and then gradually it stops. But why is that? I mean, girls have a natural thing. Yes, we are the primary caregivers at home, which you should all not think of it as a negative aspect, but it is a positive aspect. You are all born to be and you are all born to do multiple things and be able to balance things at the same time. So you're gifted. So go through and take that as a positive attitude, and also get help. Getting help is the best thing. We cannot just do everything on our own. So a lot of the times what people in different culture, like I'm born and brought up in India. So we were all brought up with the mentality that, yes, you need to respect elders, you need to listen to your teachers, you need to listen to your parents, you need to listen to elders, and don't question. And which is a good thing, but it also, I'm sure across the world, when I live here in the United States now, and the culture and it is slightly different than what it used to be, which is a good positive thing. But across the world, not everybody gets it. And now, since I see people from multiple different countries here, you would all have your own native culture and disadvantages that it brings, but try to make it positive. And you all can. That's the key message to it. And also, we are, as I said, we are not in a place where we are not the first ones. We are also in a place where technology is not in its nascent time. Technology has grown really, really well. Before, there used to be humongous computers, one computer in the size of a big room, and people have to go in and they used to do punch cards, and and the processes were slow, or it keeps progressing. Now you can do things in a flash. Think of it. Could we have imagined that all of us in this many countries talking to in a single forum like that without technology? All of these are not possible. So technology has helped us, but how do we make use of that and move forward in our personal lives, in our career, professional lives, and for the betterment of the world, right? So how do we all use it? So that's where it is really key for all of you to come in and seize the opportunity that is there. I talked about how I kind of grew up, but also when I started early on. I studied computer science engineering, like many people here that are in the United States right now. I started working, and I came here and started working as a developer. That is, and after that, you go into multiple different paths. And I don't want to confine this conversation only around computer science and development and then moving around. But think of it, STEM is it constitutes of science. People in deep researchers, biologists, chemists and physicists who are, but right now there are women going to the space. And we do know many women that are working and going to the space and coming back. So keep your vision and keep your aims really, really high in all of these fields, whether it is in deep science, whether it is in technology, or you could even do hardcore engineering. When I say hardcore engineering, like mechanical engineering. That I can totally say when I studied in my engineering days, there were a lot of women, a lot of girls in all the different practices of engineering. But when it comes to civil or mechanical engineering, it'll be probably no one or maybe one or two of them, because it was. But now I hear that's not the case. The numbers have increased. How many of you like riding a bullet bike? Than compared to, I have to be doing just the specific girly activities. So don't get caught into that. I'm a girl, I need to study this, and I don't separate it as you can only go into a certain field. And I was talking about specifically on technology. Now, I want to tell you all about a couple of the, or probably you might have heard it, but if you have not, let's talk a little bit about the newer technology and the innovations that are in there. All of you know we can do anything in our hands with a mobile device, right? Like a phone. I want to take you all back to fantasy times. I'm sure you would have all heard different kinds of fantasy stories. Like there is the story, one of the old ones, which is the girl stands in front of the mirror, and I think it's the Beauty and the Beast. So she would ask, "Oh, mirror, mirror, tell me who is the beautiful woman in the world," or anything like that. And at that time, people, when I saw it when I was young, I used to think, "Oh, how knowledgeable is that mirror? How is it even possible? Is that magic? Is it gimmick, or any of those?" Right? So, but if you think of it, it is not fantasy, it is not magic, it's not gimmick anymore. Today, you can totally do that. You get a phone in your hand and you ask anything to the phone and you get the answer instantly. So technology has grown into that particular level that you can get anything at your fingertips. And what is the technology that goes behind it? Within the phone, there is every single emerging technology that you can think of. I'll talk a few more one by one in that. So it is all about artificial intelligence, and people think, okay, what is AI? Is that a big word? What is it? It has someone taking somebody's brain and putting it inside. Artificial intelligence is nothing but you're training a computer to do certain things that human beings can do. When you look at, if you start saying, hey, when you look at a dog, you can totally say that's a dog. But if you started describing something that has 4 legs, something that has a tail, something that has a ear, why can't it be a cat? Why can't it be, even an elephant or anything like that? But human brains are trained to you record the cognitive skills and the human brain is trained to recognize it. The same thing is being imparted in computers try to catch it, and we try to train. We are the ones who train the computer back to help us. So the computers are for the, artificial intelligence is for us to, we are training them so it can help us and make our lives much better. And look at some of the things that goes in. And I wanted to tell you all another interesting story as when I came into this country, which is a long time now. In India, we used to, if I have to go somewhere, we'll get the address from the person, and then we would just, this is the time that I grew up. I'm not talking about the current days. So we will start driving or going there, and then towards that direction, and oh, we are lost, or we don't know how to proceed. So we'll stop the car right wherever in the middle of the road, and then call someone on the side and say, hey, I'm trying to go to this place. Which direction should we go? So they'll say, oh, you just go straight and make a left or something for some time, and then you can ask someone there. And we would just go, and there's nothing wrong about it. It used to be, and we used to be from in that perspective. And when I came to this country, I was like thrown into a shock. Like, you cannot stop the car in the middle of the road, or you cannot ask anyone. What the heck? So how do we even go? We used to have paper maps. So before you leave the house, you would have to take the paper maps and draw it out and figure out every single point, turn this, that, and get the whole thing going and then go. But now, as Gen Z kids, all of you around all these countries, you would think, what is she talking about? Is she talking about ancient times? But that's how it was 20 years back. So, but now with the help of technology and with the help of the phone, with all the GPS technology, you just put the address, you know exactly where to go, and it takes you. So you are in the, again, I want to reiterate that you are in a place where you're blessed with the technology has grown and it is helping you a lot. So make use of it. Oh, I'm reiterating that. Similarly, I don't know how many of you have heard or looked or experienced something called virtual reality. Virtual reality is you're in the present world, which is the reality, which is the normal real world, right? So you move into an imaginary world. If you want to go into an imaginary world, and then so you wear a device, so you don't see anything, like I don't see the computer in front of me or my phone here or the notebook here or anything like that. So I'm in a new world, and then I can, and then there are things that are in there. So most of you would associate virtual reality with games, and games is a natural common thing that comes in, and you are inside. You're not playing a game outside looking at the board, but you're in there and playing it. Virtual reality has grown out of games, and it has been used a lot in it. It started getting into tourism industry. Like, for example, I'm sitting here. I want to know how is Eiffel Tower in Paris. I've never been there or anything like that. So if I put it in, I can see. Oh, but I've never, personally, I'm like, oh, I really want to go to like Philippines or Thailand or anywhere and want to see all the beautiful architecture, beaches and other things there. So I if you don't have the time and money and other things to go, you can really visualize things. And how cool is that? But how does it all happen? The technology is there, but we can find so many uses to it. And who's going to make it? People like you. So now it's not just in the tourism industry or the game industry. This is used for so many different aspects of it, where you can really bring life to things that you cannot really go in and imagine. You can really do those things. So make use of all the different things that are available and create an interest. And all of you girls are too young, so don't hone into just one specific area right now. Just keep your eyes open and look at that. There is so many things that are available, and you can try out many things and try out for a few more years. And at that point, you will naturally know that you're starting to like a particular field or particular type of work or particular thing, and then you keep progressing. Do not stop yourself for anything or for anyone. I'm going to talk to you guys specifically about key things that you need to keep working, whether you're in school, whether you're in college or at workplace, and all of these. So oftentimes, the first thing I'm going to say is don't assume anything. The big mental block that girls have is, oh, can I do it? Maybe I cannot. I'm not going to even try it. So don't do that. Don't assume. That is definitely the number one thing. Try it out. You never know that. Even you won't know that if you can do it or not. So, but you might have the great potential. How many of you thought that you would be, getting into a hackathon and sitting in and doing? So do not assume anything. Just try it out. If you fail, so what? It's okay. And don't think of it as a failure. So don't assume, try out something, and you will always have some sort of learning from trying out. So that's my number one. And number two, I want to tell you is always raise your hand. Whether you know it or not, just say, raise your hand and say, I can do it, or I want to do it. I want to participate on that. There's so many statistics that's in, especially in the corporate world, not just in technology, but in general. Women won't apply for a job if they don't think, if there are 10 requirements of qualifications needed for a job, if they don't check off all the 10, women will not apply. Whereas a guy, even if they know 4 or 5 out of the 10, they'd be like, yep, I'm ready, I'm applying. Why is that? Why are they so confident? And why are you girls not able to come on? But it's getting better. It will get even better with people like you trying to push and move forward. So, just go ahead. And also in a company, if there is an open position and if people are trying to pick the next leader, or pick the next one for promotion or something like that, just raise your hand and say, yes, I can do it. Don't wait for somebody to come in and call your name. You might be as good, but still you need to market yourself. You need to advertise yourself. I'm sure you're all doing that really good in Instagram or Facebook or any of that, right? So we all feel good. When you post something and when somebody likes it, you feel good. It's the same thing. Just translate that into your real life too. Just take that same concept and say, I know it, I'm good at it, let me give it a try. Yes, you would do things, and in some cases you would excel and do extremely well. In some cases, you know, there might be some learning opportunities. So think of that as learning opportunity, not as a failure. So the second thing I would say is always raise your hand. The third one I'm going to tell you is one cannot do it all, right? So I cannot do anything by myself. We all need, if I'm walking, if I'm doing it by myself, I can only go so far. But if I get help from my parents, teachers, mentors, or, you know, other foundations, anybody, you could go a long way. So the third one is networking. Know as many people as you can. So whether it's from a friend circle, and the networking circle will vary based on your age and based on what you know. So when you're in high school, you try to know so many of your peer group, teachers, and other mentors and others who can help you. When you're at a workplace, when you're starting to work, you would start connecting with your peers. You would start connecting with your management layer up. And when I say no, it's not just you knowing their name, it is them knowing you as well. And also don't stop like at, I just know their name and that's enough. You really need to make a connection. But to make a connection, it needs efforts. Like you're all here today in a hackathon, which is great. But at the end of the hackathon, try to make at least 4 or 5 good friends. Always have that in a goal. You're going to a party, you're going to an event, you're going to, like a workshop or anything. Can I really know a few people? And don't just stop there as a one-way thing, because when you know people, you can reach out to them later. And similarly, when they reach out to you, you try to lend a hand too. So it goes both ways. So you try to network. So the third thing is really network and expand your circle, so which will come a long way for you. And when you do all of that, always think of it as you're getting this benefit today, so you're going to pay it forward later. Like you have an awesome platform today that you're all coming in and learning something new. So come back after you're a little mature, a little grown up, when you can give back to such. So there's a quote that I love, and I always say this wherever I talk, is there's a person named Madeleine Albright. She's a U.S. Senate person, and she said there is a special place in hell for women who don't help each other. I say that all the time. I love it. There's a special place in hell for the women who don't help each other. So if you get help, if you are getting help from someone today, keep that. You're not going to help the same person back, but you're going to help somebody else. So you should. I look at life as an elevator. So you go up in the elevator and then you send the elevator down, so you can bring somebody up along with you. And as you go higher, you keep pulling people up. So it feels good. It will feel good. You will grow, and you'll help others grow as well. So and that is really, and especially in technology and in specific things where you get so bogged down, that's where your networking and your mentor group and others can come in and help you and be open. So think of all the things, the tips, and there's many more, and we can keep talking for the whole day on these. But I thought I'll just quickly leave you guys with these pointers. And good luck to everyone on the hackathon. And you have an amazing panel of like mentors and coaches lined up, an exciting team. So think of it, future women. What would you want? Won't you want everything at your finger snap? But how can you make that happen? It's not like somebody going to pop up and give it all to the future women. It is you who are the future women who is going to make the future work. So think from that perspective, use this opportunity and go creative and explode and have fun today and create something magical. And I would love to come and see the remaining ones. If I have time, I'll participate tomorrow, but if not, I will look at that and be happy to give feedback and things like that. So with that, good luck to all of you. And, anyone has any questions, welcome to reach out. And over to you, Lata.
Over to you, Meghna.
Thank you so much for your amazing keynote speech. I really loved listening to it. Sak, do you have anything to say?
Okay, so maybe just a quick recap, of a few great things that we've heard from Uma. Okay, so you've heard, the 3 tips, which I really posted in the chat for everyone to really remember. So I guess you can just go back to that, in just quickly to recap that, tip number 1, do not assume. Try it out, guys. Try it out, okay? Do not judge your ideas yourself or what. Just try it out. Just keep trying, okay? And then the number 2 tip was always raise your hand, right? Raise your hand, be it, you have a question, all right, or you're doubting or what, but just go ahead and give it a try. And then the last tip from Uma is that networking. That's very, very important, guys. No one is an island, as we say, right? You have to make connections. You have to build relationships. So you go beyond just knowing the names. You have to know the people in your team. Okay. And maybe, I want to pound on, when I heard that, the quote that Uma shared, I really was scared. And I hope all of the women in this room will remember that, okay? That there's a special place in hell for women who don't help others. Okay, and I'm sure no one in this room wants to be in that special place. Even if it's special, I don't want to be in that place, right, Uma?
That's
okay.
right.
Lastly, all right, this is great. How can you make the future women happen? And I love what Uma said, that it is you. And when I say you, every girl in this room who will make the future work. Okay, so go be creative, as she said. Have fun. Do not forget that part. It's all about having fun, right? And then create something magical. Okay? Thank you, everyone. And thanks, Uma. That was
Excellent. Excellent, Uma. Excellent. Very, very nice to hear from you. You gave you spoke to them. I think some kid has written heart to heart, right? I mean, you really, went to them, spoke to what they believe in, what they can do. And I'm pretty sure I think about 88 girls participating today, Meghna, and about 600 kids who have already registered and they're waiting for the next hackathon. So I think all of them are going to get inspired by your speech, and really would love for you to come tomorrow and see how it went, and we'll definitely keep you notified. But this is an amazing speech. Really want, in fact, in the survey after the hackathon, we usually ask for feedback. So we're definitely going to ask, what is the one thing from Uma's speech that these kids are going to take on and follow? Just one thing from your speech, and you will love to hear it back from us.
Totally,
But
yes.
this has been very nice. Thank you. And go hackathon participants, we're all waiting. Meghna, what is the next logistics?
So now you guys should probably meet up with your teams and decide what you guys want to do next. As Ansh mentioned before.
So let me go ahead and just show one thing real quick. Thank you so much, Shubha. That was a very, very nice speech. Oh, could you enable screen sharing or just make me co-host?
So did you get inspired, Ansh, as a guy?
Oh, I got very inspired.
And give some kudos to Ansh for being the single man in front of in the middle of everyone. So
and yeah. I mean, he actually had great ideas on the future women. He's been ideating with all the teams for the future women. That's the last. I mean, I don't know if it's the last thing, but that's something that you work with men, right? There's so many men who support women. So it's okay, they can also be in our world.
and men
ahead,
has to be
Ansh.
the great ally for all of us. So again, women cannot raise on their own, but it's a collaboration. So yes,
Right.
kudos to you, Ansh, on that.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
go
guys.
ahead, Ansh.
I'm gonna leave you
Thank
all.
you. Thank you, Uma. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, the rest of you, Ansh, you want to?
Yeah, sure. So just one thing I want to show real fast. Okay, so you're gonna have this thing right here. What you want to go ahead and do is that there's a little icon right next to whatever your team is, right? Each one of you has your own like little thing. So just go ahead and join just click this little speak icon, and you can go ahead and get on a call with all of your different teammates. And so just go ahead and click this button right here. And then if you're having any audio troubles, you can go to settings and just go to voice and video right here, and you can change, you can test out, you can check out whether your mic is working or whatever. You can also, turn on your video, and you can also share your screen. So there's a bunch of different things that you can do when you're in a voice call. And I hope that you guys take advantage of that. Make sure that you're doing the right thing. And then also, I guess the last thing would be
The tech help channel.
yes, very good. So the tech help channel, let me find that tech help. I think it's just okay, yeah, right here. Okay, so help is like if you have any like organization questions. Let me just move this up here actually. Okay, so help is like if you have like any like organization things like, oh, when do I submit my projects or any questions like that. Tech help, what you want to go ahead and do, you want to go ahead and tag the @TechMentor thing like this, and then just type in I need help or whatever your question is. Also mention what your team name is, so just go ahead and just type in team name like this, and then after that just so that they can comment.
Team number, right?
Team number, sorry, team number. Yes, thank you. Team number, so just type in like 10 or whatever it may be, and they'll come to your team and they'll help you out. So they'll just scroll and they'll go to team 10 and they'll start helping you out. Okay, so that is basically it.
And from this point on, all conversations, all communications will happen in Discord.
Yes.
Right. And then at 5 a.m. again, they'll be asked to submit in Discord. You will put the link and all that. And 6 a.m. they will go to their 6 a.m. PST. You will be Meghna will be posting the judge room links, and the specific teams will go to their own judge rooms at 5:45 a.m. or something PST. Is that right?
Yes. And just one more thing. I know some of you guys are pretty fluent in Discord and you know how to use it. Please, please, please do not use your personal group chats. Use the channels that we have provided in the server. And the main reason is because we need to check if the tech mentor is coming or whatever, they need to see the conversation that's been happening. So please don't use your own private group chat to talk. Okay.
Good luck.
Good luck. I'm gonna stay back for a few minutes or whatever. And so if you have any questions, stay here. You can unmute and ask it or put it in the chat. But everybody else, you can go ahead and leave.
Yeah, get started on your projects. Make sure that you're talking to your teammates and have some fun. Make some friends.
Yeah. So yeah.
Bye.
Ash?
Yes.
I'm Michaela.
Hi.
This morning, one of my group members told me that she won't be here.
Okay.
Because she won't be at home.
Okay.
Is the case that I'll be getting another group member or?
Michaela, how many? Once this person has left, do you have 3 people or just 2?
I have three, but only one is talking to me like regularly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your team number?
21.
21. Okay, let me check that.
Yes. So Michaela, if you can just tag Meghana. So Meghana is going to be doing, okay, that's actually a pretty good point. Meghana is going to be doing a lot of these team changes and team moving around, right, Meghana?
Yes.
So Michaela, just go ahead and, either tag Meghana or whatever, and she'll come and she'll sort your problem out. Probably, yes, you might merge with another team or something like that, okay?
Okay, thank you. How am I supposed to tag Meghana?
So, okay, you can still see my screen, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so what you can go ahead and do, sorry. Okay, so you can just type at and then just type Meghana. Oh God. Sorry, my keyboard. Okay, yes, like Meghana. Okay, so you can just type this and you can press enter and it'll come up like this. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes, so just do that in my team or in the help chat.
Yes, in your team chat, and I'll come over and then help you guys sort out your group members.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Make sure can you just send the name of the person who said that they cannot come, as well as the name of the person who is not responding at all.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Send those two. Okay, anybody else? How can I upload the project later? We will send a link to the Google Drive where you have to upload your code. Okay. So that is a pretty easy thing to do. You just have to drag and drop it in. We'll send that stuff later. Good question. Anybody else? You can leave if you don't have any other questions.
So Meghna and Ansh, are we doing anything with this? How do we do this? Should we do the attendance sheet? Should we do the attendance sheet? Should we take a look or?
You can stop the YouTube live, please.
Oh, yes, I can stop the YouTube live. Let me stop sharing.